What's up, my family? Enjoying this beautiful weather. I know I can talk to you guys about loss. Sometimes when it comes to us losing stuff and losing people, we think that it's just life. It's just meant to be, in a way it is, but it's not to be taken in the context in which you think it is. When we lose, sometimes it's not actually losing. Sometimes it's God preparing us for where He's taking you and where you're going. Life is a lot like an elevator. As you go up, people got to get off on the floor below you, because not everybody's going to be there when you get to the top. And a lot of times it's the people that you think are going to be with you, but they're not. I would say every single person that I thought would be with me and where I'm at this point in my life, not a single person that I thought was going to be there is there. Now, that's not counting maybe a few family members. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more about like friends. You're going to be in a relationship with somebody and you think you're going to be together forever, and things don't work out the way that you think it's going to work out. And a lot of times, what looks like loss is just God pruning you and pruning people out of your life, pruning situations out of your life. You may lose a job that you thought you were going to have forever. Like, this is my career gig. I'm gonna be here forever. This is my spot. And what looked like you had job security, you might be working for the state, you might be working for the county, you might get something like, oh, I really got to screw up to lose this job. Let me tell you something I learned about work. Every single person is expendable. Every single person. And you guys know my current situation with me. I was in a career gig and I just recently lost my job. And I just feel like God's bringing me into a new season, and I believe that. I don't know what that is yet. I'm waiting for Him to reveal it to me. In the meantime, I'm just doing what He's called me to do. My wife experienced the same thing not too long ago. I want to say it's probably like a couple of years now. And she was one of those people that she had a county gig, and she was there over a decade, pretty locked in. And be as it may, contracts changed. She was making too much. Long story short, they found a way to get rid of her and then try to bring her back so they could bring her back with less pay. Bottom line. But during that experience, when she lost her job, I was explaining to her, I was like, you would have stayed there forever. You would have stayed there forever. And you were miserable. She was miserable. Because, again, everyone's expendable. And when you work certain jobs like that, they don't care about you. They straight up don't care about you. They just don't. They can get another you tomorrow. You may pass away today. Tomorrow morning, there'll be somebody clearing out your desk, and your job will be going up on Indeed. With that said, real quick, live your life to the fullest because of that. But anyways, I was explaining to her that when God calls you to move and you don't move, eventually He'll move you. If He calls you to leave a job and you don't, well, you'll be fired. So He can start bringing you into where you need to go. No matter, you can be the best at your job, most qualified. You can still be let go. And if God wants it to be so, it'll be so. And it's hard because you'll look at it like loss, and it's like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this. What am I going to do? Am I going to find something making what I was making more, anything like that? You may not. But out of the whole thing, she found and discovered that what I was saying was very true. Because God blessed her. She's now doing what she was doing, making the same amount of money she was making pretty much. She's at a location where she's not just working, but she's making a difference. in people's lives. She's helping towards a better cause. And she's so much happier. And she got her own office like she's always wanted. She's the fruit of it is just fantastic. She's been so blessed. And we've been so blessed. And God's been with us through it all. So I know that whatever he's doing with me right now, it's along the same lines, and I can't wait to see what bigger and better things he's got in store for me. So yeah, sometimes losing a job seems like loss, and it's not. It's a blessing. It's pruning. It's bringing you into the season you're supposed to be in, bringing you to the location you're supposed to be at. And sometimes when you get lost of relationships, sometimes it'll look like, as I was saying, like life's like an elevator, not everybody's supposed to get you to the top. Sometimes you'll be in a relationship, and it could be family. It could definitely be family. It could be your parents, your siblings, aunts, uncles, anybody that you're close to. It could be that boyfriend, that girlfriend. Sometimes even it's a spouse. Typically I like to think that it's not the case, because what God brings together, let no man destroy and separate. But sometimes people bring themselves together, and you're with somebody you're not supposed to be with. Anyways, that's another topic for another time. But God will prune people out of your lives. Sometimes it's a friend. Sometimes it's your best friend. It's someone you grew up with. But see, as you grow and as you change, not everybody grows and changes along with you. They don't. They just don't. And it sucks. I have people that I have tools and resources that I can help better their lives. And I try and do my best to give them the tools and the resources. And you can do that, but you can't make them use them. You can't make anybody use them. And, you'll never get wisdom without knowledge, and knowledge is useless if you don't implement it in your life. Read all the books you want, watch all the podcasts you want, watch all the YouTube videos you want, watch all of these videos I'm posting if you want, but if you don't utilize the things that are being offered to you in your life, it's useless. It's useless. It's about as good as toilet paper, because you might as well wipe your hiney with it and chuck it. So use it. And, the scriptures, they talk about how God prunes us, and, he'll take us out of situations. He'll pull us out of status. He'll pull people out of our lives. And I don't have my book with me today, so I pulled it up. And it says in John 15, verses 1 through 2, it says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. If you got people in your life who are not being fruitful, they're not fruitful to you, they don't help you towards your calling, they don't help you be a better person in life, expect God to remove them, especially if God is using you. If you're at a job that doesn't serve you, you're just working the 9 to 5, you're just working for a paycheck, no real purpose other than just trying to pay these bills, and God's using you, expect him to move you if you won't move. I think about my life, and a lot of what I'm doing is because there's been people who did believe in me, and they're no longer here. So I feel like it's me doing justice to them and a service to them to be doing what it is that I feel like I'm called to do. I've also had people in my life that I thought were going to be in my life forever, and God pruned them out friends that I've had all my life. And I still have people that I grew up with that, check in on time to time. There's some people that haven't actually been removed from my life. Just, we're in different seasons of life. That's all it is. As life happens, you get married, you have families of your own. Life is gonna happen. But I have people that I have full-fledged, they've been removed out of my life. I had somebody that I was super close with, and ever since I was in high school, people would, God will warn you when somebody's not supposed to be in your life. God will warn you. So I had this person, and even since high school, people would ask me, what are you doing hanging with this person? They're doing nothing but holding you back. Comments like that. And I'm loyal. Loyal to my friends. I hold those. I don't just let anybody in my circle. So when you're in my circle, I protect that. I keep people close. But since high school, people would tell me that. My family would tell me that. All of my brothers warned me about this person. My mother despised this individual every single time. If I mentioned this person's name, or she knew that I was hanging out with them, she'd always roll her eyes and have something to say. Why are you hanging out with so-and-so? They're holding you back. They're going nowhere. My father didn't like this person. He would tell me similar things. I had girlfriends who broken up with me because of this person. Because they would say the same thing. And I've had people that made me choose. It was either this person or them. And me being loyal, I was like, well, if you're going to make me pick and you're going to make me choose, then you can go. And that's exactly how I was. And I lost out on a lot of good relationships because of this person. Because of that reason, me staying loyal. So God will always warn you. There'll always be signs. Listen, it's like a rumor, right? A rumor is a rumor, but if enough people are saying it that are from different sources that are not connected, and these are credible people, well, it's probably true. It's probably true. And just because somebody's got no ambition, no drive, rides on the coattails of other people, just kind of part of the entourage, but never putting in the real work, things like that, they don't make them bad people. Most people are lazy. And most people are out for themselves. Just know when it's time to wake up and face reality. Because again, God will warn you to get rid of those people out of your life. And if you don't, well, He'll remove them for you, one way or another. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to you briefly about loss. We can get real deep into it and start talking about loss of life, loss of loved ones. But I feel like I saved that for a whole nother video. So until next time, be good to yourself, love your neighbors, each one, teach one.